Yo, welcome back to another podcast. Right now we have Nico on the screen. He is a video editor that's worked with some of the biggest streamers in the land, such as Jynxzi, Clix, and even worked with Lacy. Now he has his own agency, scaled it up to 5K a month, collecting all the live streamers. Let's get into this episode with Nico. Yo,
What's
Nico,
good, man?
pleasure to have you on, man. Pleasure to have you on. I got a question, man.
Yeah, shoot for it, bro.
So you were the first person in VP Plus to find success, to find the biggest success.
I actually don't even think I was the no, because I remember it clearly. When I joined VP, there was one other guy. I don't think he's in it anymore. This guy called Pranav. I heard he.
Oh,
Yeah, so that was the guy.
yeah.
Because I remember I saw his success, and I was like, I saw how much time he put into stuff, and that made me like really realize I wasn't putting in any time at all. Like he spent like 2 days on like an intro, and I heard him say that in a call, and I was like, what? I need to up my shit. So
Right.
that was kind of like a big wake up call, and I saw he was doing so well, making thousands a month, and I was like, oh shit, it's
You're right.
possible.
I
Like
I forgot
that
about
really
Pranav.
that really like kind of switched my mind into terms of how much I'm doing, because I got a little ego. I definitely had a little ego. I thought I was like the shit when I really wasn't.
Right. Don't we all though? But
Oh yeah, for sure.
let's rewind the clock a little bit. What led up to video editing? Why did you join VP Plus? What made you what made you just
Yeah.
absolutely go into video editing?
I mean, ooh, do you want to go like back?
Yeah,
We
let's
can
go
go
back.
back.
Let's go back.
Okay. I guess it would all start from like
Yep,
2016.
there we go.
I think like September 2016. I uploaded my first video onto YouTube. It's all private, but I still have the videos. It was like welcome to my channel. I'm pretty sure I even spelled channel wrong in the title, but I put like Chanley or something. Anyway, so that started it. I've always like wanted to make videos ever since I had a memory. I remember even when like teachers would ask what you'd want to do, I was like I wanted to be like Sunday. I said like I want to be Sunday. I want to like make videos. I was never like I wanted to be an astronaut. I was like I want to be Sunday. I want to like be one of these guys. So that's all I've ever like thought about. And obviously when I was like 10, I got a tablet. I started making videos where I
Right.
stacked like the boxes and put it on and recorded my TV, all that kind of stuff. So it all started from there. And then fast forward a few years of just kind of like being a kid, growing up, not really taking YouTube too seriously, kind of just having fun with it whenever I randomly would record with my mates, would like do a video kind of thing. Up until I'd say probably about 2021 when I had my streaming phase, where lockdown was still a big thing in the UK. It was kind of like alleviated most other places, but the UK
Yeah.
still kind of, with especially with schools, had like a more strict lockdown still in 2021. And over that summer, I started to stream this game called Skylanders, which I'm sure some of you guys know. I mean, I'll grab a character right now. I'll just grab one from my shelf. I have them all like here, like these guys, where you put them on the portal. You know,
I remember those.
it was a big craze in the early 2010s. Like it was huge. And I just randomly thought, why not stream it? And I started streaming it. Didn't see too much growth. I still went from like 3 to 10 viewers. And then when I made my first TikTok, literally the next stream I averaged 30 viewers, and the next stream I averaged 100 viewers, and then I peaked once at like 1.1k viewers at one point over the summer, and it was a crazy experience. I made a decent amount of money. I mean, I bought my PC with that. I literally spent all my money on that I made onto a PC, which I still use to this day. I've obviously upgraded it a little bit, but
Yeah.
that was my first taste of like actually like having success on YouTube or in content in general. My TikTok went from like I think like 20 to like 150k. My streaming went from like 0 to like 20k. It was insane. So that was my first taste of content and making videos, and obviously leading into video editing. Edited my own TikToks, edited my own YouTube. YouTube was a bit inconsistent, I will say that. Maybe like a few uploads that year, but still, I was getting better at it. And then following the next year, we had phase 5, although phase was obviously in a rough part,
Right.
rough time, as obviously now it's in a really good spot.
And we'll touch on that in
Even
a bit.
yeah, we'll touch on the phase. I definitely want to talk about that. But yeah, obviously phase was in a rough spot, but I like didn't really know too much. Like I didn't really look into the behind the scenes of phase. I was just like a phase kid, so
Right.
I just saw like I could definitely tell things were off, but anyway, I did the Phase 5 RC. I had some fun with it. Got some shout outs from some phase members like Scoped, Mew, etc. And then obviously I'm still growing up. I'm still going through school. I think that's the year I finished my secondary school, which is like high school for you guys, but it's a bit different. So I finished secondary school. And then the next year I'm going into college for 2 years. College is only 2 years here. It's a bit different. So over that summer, I was just kind of found the gym. That's where a lot of my life changed around. I started focusing on, bettering myself and that kind of thing, trying to make money. I was trying to think of that, I joined the real world. I'm still in it.
Oh, you
Just
did?
for like, yeah, I joined the real world. I'm still in it. But I kind of just use it, to write off a bit of money for tax. But yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's obviously always good to just stay in there in case like there's good networks. I maybe find an editor in there, that kind of thing. But besides the point, that's when I first started to try and prove myself. Obviously, I looked what Andrew Tate was saying. He was popping off at the time. That's kind of when he started to like peak. That kind of like was perfect time. Like he got me in the gym. I started trying to make money. Obviously, I didn't really make any money. I don't think I
Yeah.
made any. And then obviously college starts, and I had a big like hit, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is miserable. Get me out of this ASAP." And I was doing the easiest course in the world, fucking esports, right? It was the first year they'd ever done it. It was like literally not even a course. I was just watching movies the whole time. I could care less. It was awful.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to get out of this. I need to start making money. But I was like, what do I love to do? I was like, I like to make videos. But obviously, you can't just randomly decide, oh, I want to make videos full time. It's not going to work like that. You need to have something behind it. Otherwise, it's literally impossible to obtain it. Even if you had like a year of funding and you quit for a year, that's still something. So I was like, okay, I want to work in the industry. I like making videos. I like being a part of videos. What's something that makes a lot of money? And I started researching. I was like, oh, people make a lot of money from video editing. And I was like, oh, I've always loved to edit and like do memes and stuff like that. That's what always I thought it was at the time.
Yeah.
That's all I thought editing was. But then I got into it and I was like, okay. I started to like do Twitter. I made a Twitter account because I saw like a few people say like Twitter's the move. I had like 6 followers at the time. And I think around October 2022, I did a before and after. Like my first before and after where you basically take a video that I found it on the internet and then you make it better and you post it on Twitter. This is before I knew this was a thing. This is literally I didn't think of it as a before and after. It was just what I did.
Yeah.
It was my first initial like thing of thinking. And I was like, okay, I was just watching YouTube, right? And I was actually watching a Face Blaze video. He didn't really post that much at the time. He obviously doesn't really post any now. It was off the new Call of Duty, I think, the Ep.2. And he posted a video on it. And I was like, this is pretty mid. I was like, I can make this a bit better, I think. So I downloaded the video, like a 4K video downloader, downloaded it and edited it up. Give me like 6 followers at the time. I posted it. And I'm not kidding. Within 5 minutes, I couldn't believe it. I got a follow back and a like from FaZe Blaze. So I have 7 followers on Twitter and one of them's FaZe Blaze. And I was like geeking at this time, right? I was like, what the fuck? I told everyone.
Yeah.
Again, probably shouldn't have like yapped to everyone about it, but I yapped to everyone. I was like, oh my god, the FaZe Blaze follower. I was like, what the fuck? This is insane. I worked on a few videos with him. I think I did one of them for free, and then the other one was like $50 or something. It was like super light. It was my first ever work, right? So I was like willing to do whatever. I was gassed to be even getting paid, let alone I probably should have charged a bit more, but hey ho. So that was my first taste. That's how I got into video editing. Within like a few weeks, I landed FaZe Blaze just purely off just like timing, a bit of luck. I was just trying to, I don't know. It was luck at the same. I want to say luck, but I also don't. It was also because I was like really trying to do it, so I was thinking of every way to do it. And I came up with obviously, which now is one of the most like popular strategies, the before and afters. I don't want to say I came up with it because I'm pretty sure I saw the odd one or two on Twitter before I did mine. But that was definitely one of the earlier people to do that.
But that's the thing. Going into video editing as a beginner, I never thought of a before and after. So the fact that you was like, all right, let me take this guy's video and edit it a little bit better and then put it side by side so he can see the difference, which is great.
Yeah. I think it comes from the fact that I've always loved to make videos before. I think it is if I was coming into it literally never posting a single video, never making content, watching YouTube 24/7 growing up, I honestly wouldn't know where to begin. So I do think some of it does attribute to that. My just like it's an inclination, I guess, like instinct to do that was purely because I love to make videos prior. Anyone watching this, I definitely think if you want to get, I'm not going to sidetrack too much, but if you want to get into video editing, you really do got to think it's not like you definitely can make money quick if you have a prior experience, but if you're trying to do like a quick like cash grab kind of thing, I don't think video editing is the right industry. I just want to put that out there. But yeah, so I think I definitely attribute to me making videos being a part of the reason why I did that.
Do you think what's your end goal? Is your end goal to be a creator?
100%. This was purely because I never wanted to. I saw all my mates starting to get jobs. We're 16, 17. Everyone's starting to get like jobs at McDonald's,
Yeah.
etc. I saw how miserable that made them. I didn't even need to experience it myself. Normally, I do need to experience things to like for it to click in my brain. But I saw how miserable all my mates were, and I was like, "Fuck that! I ain't trying to get a job." And that summer, I had that entire summer of 2023 would have been. So I started in 2022. I kind of just messed around, did my own thing. I got the odd client here and there, but nothing like stable, nothing sustainable. There you go. Nothing sustainable for the first like 6 months of editing. I was kind of just goofing around, doing this and doing that. Um, and then, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into it right now, or if you want to ask me something before, but that's roughly around the time I think I started Final VP.
Yeah, we can segue into that, and then we can go into you working with Clix then.
Yeah. It kind of segues.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think this was, I don't know what time it was. I want to say it's June. Yeah, it would have been June. It would have been June
Yeah, because
2023.
you joined a month after me, I believe.
Yeah. So I think it would have been June 2022. It was a random three. I was like 3 in the morning. I was in a call with one of my best mates from America. I've known him for like 5 years. We were just in a call talking about content, this, that, 'cause that's like all we do basically. Um, and I was just like, I was thinking like, I just haven't landed something significant. I had like an NBA documentary channel kind of client called New Hoops. Shout out New Hoops. He was my first like retainer.
Yeah.
Um, in a sense, I only did like 4 videos, but it was like consistent once, like every 2 weeks, I think it was. But then I was like, I want to do this like, properly. I feel like I'm not doing something. And I was in a call with my mate Ayo Limbo. Shout out. But and then I was in a call, and then I just randomly watched a YouTube video. Saw a YouTube video like Jack Cole was like, I was looking up like video editing, like tutorials, that kind of thing, and like freelancing. It was like, I don't know what the video was, so I'm not even gonna try and attempt to name it. But
Yeah.
it was one of his videos, and I clicked on it. I saw he had VP Plus. I was like, oh, it's a community. I was like, I've had experiences within certain communities. You know, the real world wasn't quite for me in terms of it was a great community. Don't get me wrong, but it's just they don't teach like video editing like that. I would say. Um, so I had my previous experience in communities as a recent, and I saw he had one. And I was like, okay. I was like, oh, it's not that expensive, so why don't I just give it a month to go? I
Yeah.
think it was, I don't know how much it was at the time. I want to say it was like
It was 20.
it was 20. I paid £20 now, so I think it was actually less. I think it was like 17.99 or something in pounds, so like $20 probably. Um, and I was like, fuck it, we'll just do 1 month. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because that summer I had to make it, or as I was getting a job.
Yeah.
Not make it, but like I had to make some money, or I was gonna have to get a job and go back to college, right? Um, and then I joined, and then I'm not even kidding. I saw I was like going through the channels, a bit overwhelmed. I saw they had free assets. I downloaded all the
Yeah.
assets. I was kind of just like trying to info farm and just consume as much information as I could. But then I saw they had a call tomorrow, and I joined, and I was so scared to even turn on my camera. And I saw Jack Cole talking, and I saw him talking with Pranav, and this is when I heard the thing about how he spent 2 days on an intro. And I was like,
Yeah.
these guys are like serious. Like, what the fuck? I don't know shit. I was so scared to turn on my camera. I had to like make sure my hair. I had to make sure I was good. Like, I was so nervous to turn on my camera. I'd like get ready. I turned on the camera, and ever since then, Jack just constantly helped me with advice. I remember like I wish I had like a recording of that first call. I'm sure maybe Ryan does somewhere, but Ryan's like the guy who does all the recording in VP, by the way, if you guys don't know. But yeah, and then ever since that call, it's been history. I mean, if you want to ask me anything about like what's next, because I think we're about to get to the good stuff. But...
Yeah, we're about to get in the good stuff that I really wanted to get into. You joined VP Plus in June.
Yeah, early June it would have been. Yeah,
early June. June 28th, I was painting a garage door. Take a break and I look on Twitter. You're on my timeline and it says officially editing for Clix. And it's him reacting to your edit. And I'm like, there's no way he's editing for Clix. And then I look and he follows you. I'm like, yo, this man is crazy. Literally 28 days, not even 20 days. And you landed the biggest Fortnite streamer.
It wasn't even 28 days. That's the thing. I think it was like 2 weeks.
2 weeks and you landed the biggest Fortnite streamer.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Talk to me a little bit about that. So you had the idea, you were scrolling through YouTube, you saw the video, what happened?
It honestly, literally, it's a proof of concept. What I did with Face Blaze is the exact same thing I did with Clix. I was just randomly watching Fortnite, watching videos, watching YouTube in my bed, and I see he has like a reaction. I always like tend to like see if they have like new channels. I don't know why. That's just the thing I've always done. I always like to check if they maybe have a new channel.
Yeah.
I saw he had a reaction. I was like, oh, it doesn't have many subscribers. This isn't a new channel. Click on it. He has one video. It's super unedited, and I was like, wait, this exact thing happened. I remember thinking this. I was like, this exact same scenario happened with Blaze, and I ended Blaze. So I was like, wait, is this gonna like? Could it happen again? I was like, nah, there's no way. It's Clix. Like, it's different levels. Maybe even Face Blaze in his prime could compete with that, but
Yeah.
now Clix was obviously way bigger, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna make this edit. I'm gonna see what happens. So I literally got out of bed, downloaded the video, spent like 4 hours on a 30-second edit. I didn't need to spend 4 hours. I was just OCD, trying to like fix everything. I wanted to make it perfect because I was like, yo, no one's like seen this channel. It's bare bone. You rarely find videos on the internet that are just like for big creators that have like no editing. I was like, wait, this is actually insane. It's easy to edit, it has nothing on it. And I just did the exact same thing. I edited it, I did it before and after, and I posted it. I posted it right before I went to the gym because I was like, you know, it's like when you message someone that you like you have a crush on, you like you get a little. It's like literally like that. I'm not even kidding. I tweeted, I'm like,
you threw it on the bed.
I threw it on the bed. I went to the gym, and I'm not even kidding. I checked my phone at the gym's like my phone's like pinging, and I check it, and I see the tweet has like 100 likes, and I'm like, what? And then I see literally 2 seconds after, Clix follows you, Clix's manager follows you. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? No, I just started DMing all my mates like, oh shit, Clix is working with me. I'm like, what the fuck? It was so insane that time at the gym. I was with like 2 of my other mates, and I was showing them like, yo, look at this, bro. And I was like, no way. I was like, I'm making it out the hood with this one.
I'm
bro.
making it out the hood.
Like it was full gas that whole day. Because I'm not even kidding. Oh my god, I just remembered. One of my mates doubted it. One of my mates saw that I tweeted that. He was like, no, Clix ain't responding, bro. I vividly remember this now. You've just triggered a memory, and he was like, oh, no, this ain't gonna happen. Like,
What's his name?
He was, I think his name was like Jack.
Jack.
He's not like a close friend, but he's like a friend. He's like someone I know, chill with.
Well, Jack.
He was like, we went into like, yeah, I was like,
Jack. Now he's the main editor for Clix Reacts.
Dude, that's like, I literally was one of the first people I messaged. I was like, yo, hold that. I was like, hold that.
Hold that.
So yeah, and then when I got back, I checked the tweet again. It's at like 600 likes or something. Or I don't even know how many likes it was at specifically, but it had hundreds of more likes. The engagement was insane. I was seeing congratulations from old clients. There was a guy named Cyro. I did like an odd like skit video for. He was commenting on a big YouTuber. It was like 2 mil. I just saw all the support, and I was getting so many DMs as well from other people. And I'll touch on this in a bit. And then I remember getting in the call. I think I got in a call with like his manager. I emailed his manager as well prior to this, just to like double down.
Yeah.
In case Clix didn't see it on Twitter, but obviously they saw it all on Twitter. They DM'd me, they emailed me, I think as well, and they were like, "Let's get in a call, let's talk." We got in a call, and I remember he was late to his stream, the stream that he reacted to. He was late to it because we were talking about a deal. And I'm not even kidding. This is something I don't think I told many people.
Oh, so this is the exclusive.
Close. Yeah, I was this close to not editing with Clix for the most stupid reason why. And it's all me. I'm so glad my mate was in the call. The previous mate I talked about how when I joined VP Plus, same guy, we were in a call again. And we were talking, and we were talking about this. I was like, mate, what do I do? Like, how much do I ask for, etc., etc. And I was like, I kind of had an ego on me for some reason. Like, it all just kind of went to my head for a second. I was like, mate, I can offer this. I wanted, I think the initial, I don't know why I was asking this, but my idea was like, if I ask high, I can go lower. But then I was like, I didn't really want to go lower because of an ego at the time. So I was like, $300 a video, or else take it or leave it. But then he didn't say. He was like, can we go like 200 and then scale up? And then I don't know why I was thinking I deserve $300 a video when I literally hadn't even done like $150 for a video. But I was like talking to my mate, and I was like debating like, yo, do I just tell him I'm sorry I can't do this? And he literally like turned on his camera. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? This is Clix. If you don't take this, we're not friends. And I was like, mate, what? It just hit me. I'm like, mate, I'm talking to Clix. What am I doing?
You're literally talking to Clix, and you have an ego.
But it was crazy. And then I was like, yo, I'm taking the $200. Let's work. And obviously, I think it's scaled up now to like $300 a video. Yeah, it's $300 a video now. So it got there eventually. But dude, I'm not kidding. I was so close to not taking that. And I'm so glad he made me like realize how much of an idiot I was. So yeah,
Bro, it's
that's why.
Clix.
Yeah, it was a crazy story. That was a little crazy little tea. No, I don't think I've ever told that to anyone
Well,
on a
now
call.
you got it
So
on the exclusive of the podcast, so that's
yeah,
crazy.
for sure, man.
And then I just want to touch a little bit on your relationship with him. Are you guys cool? Do you talk like
Yeah,
at all?
so I think he's probably one of the only ones I've never had like a experience with. I mean, I don't obviously always talk to him directly. It's only in the team calls we ever talk, like when we bring up ideas for like the channel, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. His manager, Apazo, is one of the best guys I've ever worked with. Like obviously one of my first, but literally he's always so nice. Whenever like she reach out to him about something completely random to do with like editing stuff like that, he always responds. Always like it's kind of like a mentor kind of thing because obviously we'll probably talk about it. We might talk about it in a minute. I don't know, but I've obviously switched models to a more managing kind of thing. I'm going to touch on that in a bit.
Yeah.
But I whenever I need advice about that because that's obviously what he does with Clix, I go to him. It's like I have a direct mentor. He's also always been nice, even when I've missed deadlines. I will admit. I've definitely
Hey,
made up the odd
we're not
excuse.
perfect. We're not perfect.
We're not perfect, man, but I've definitely missed the odd deadline when I probably could have got it done. That was due to me procrastinating all that. I just was being honest with him, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, it's not ideal, and we need to pattern this, or like, obviously things might change." And I was like, "You know what? You're completely right. Thank you for giving me another chance." It was always kind, always understanding about that. Obviously, being UK, we can relate a bit as well. So
Right.
he's from the UK, so it's like nice. But yeah, they've been so nice to like speak with. I think I even messaged him once off stream about he was getting kind of like flamed and stuff for this one thing. I messaged him like, "Yo, everything's like you're good. If you need to talk to me." He was like, "Appreciate it, bro." So like the few I've had a few of the streamers I've worked with like be cool off stream. He's definitely one of the best. I think
dope.
the best I've ever worked with for sure.
That's dope. Now let's go forward a little bit, right? You went from Clix, and everyone's like, "Yo, what's he gonna do next? What's he gonna do next?" You became the mentor. You became the guy, the poster child for VP Plus. I want to be like Nico, right?
Yeah.
And then you do it again, and you land the biggest streamer in the world at the time. At the time, you landed Jynxzi. How did you land Jynxzi? Because you did shorts. You did his shorts on his main channel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This isn't a reaction channel.
It was on his, and it wasn't his main. It was his live channel.
Okay. But still, at the time he was the biggest streamer. This is before everyone else.
100,000 viewers, I think, something crazy.
Did you do the same thing before and after?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else there is to say. I think it was a bit different though. I think there was a bit of a difference because I remember it wasn't just me discovering him on YouTube. I didn't know I hadn't watched Jynxzi, right? I'm kidding. I think I watched him for about a week. I loved it. I had not watched a streamer at that time in years. I was never a big Twitch guy, but I watched this guy for a week straight, literally from start to finish every day.
I remember you hopped on a call with me and you were talking like Jynxzi.
Dude,
you're like, "Oh, sorry, man. I've been watching too much." Yeah.
Dude, like, bro, his like little shticks got to me, and I was like, "Wait, this guy's so cool. I would love to work this guy." And I didn't do anything then. I was just like, it just was the thought in my head. And then I see his manager Jynxzi tweet out that he's looking for like shorts editors, I think, for his new live channel. And I was like, okay. So it's obviously not just me scrolling. I saw the tweet, and I was like, okay, let me do this. Let me spice it up. And I thought I was just gonna DM and be like, "Yo, I've done this," but I was like, "Let me do a little before and after and just send it to him." And like, no, I did post it. I did post the before and after, but I also DM'd them. So I did a before and after of a short. I think I just took like one of his Twitch clips that was like on his like featured clips or whatever. So I went to his Twitch channel and then I went to his clips and then took one of the clips. It was like I think it was like him and an ego, and there was like a funny clip of like him talking about yachts or whatever, right? Pure brain rot, but. It was a funny clip. I took it, I downloaded it, and I put it into a before and after again, just little format, different format because obviously it's shorts. But yeah, I did the same thing. I then he responded, and we kind of like tried to talk out a deal. We got a deal sorted. I don't remember the exact deal. I don't currently work with him anymore because they don't post on the second channel for shorts anymore. But I helped him grow that channel to like 200K, I think. From like pretty much zero, I think it was at the time. I mean, the shorts still get views to this day. I don't know how many views in total, but I've added up. It's definitely tens of millions of views, which was like pretty impressive. I got like a nick to it. I got addicted to like just waking up every day, finding a clip, doing this. Like it became like my own little like niche of editing. I edit it a certain way. It was really fun just to have something to daily to do. As I think a lot of like the stress that comes with editing is not having something to do all the time.
Yeah.
So having to wake up and being able to do as many shorts as I want I was like, this is fun. I can, if I want to wake up and bang out 3 shorts, I can. Like, it's
Yeah.
sick. I have that something to. There's always something I could have done when I was working with him. So I really enjoyed that part of it. But yeah, it was pretty much the same thing. Besides, obviously, finding it out through a tweet. And I literally had only been watching this guy for a week, and then with 2 weeks later, I'm working with him. I was like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
I think you just got
So
that
yeah,
magic touch.
dude, it's just about like, it's just timing, man. It just like, you never know when that day's gonna be. That literally could be tomorrow, and that's why now I'm kind of realizing like the best way to like get those more often is to never miss a day.
Right.
Like, never miss a day because you never know. Literally, today could have been the day if you didn't do it. Some today, something could have happened.
Yeah.
If you weren't on Twitter scrolling at a certain time, not that you should scroll 24/7 like me. That's a bad habit. But if you weren't on Twitter, you didn't have it tabbed, and you didn't like see this tweet early enough, you may not have got the opportunity. And I may not have got the same the same thing might have happened if I waited like a week. I didn't see that Clix reacts video.
You would have never worked with him.
Someone else would have worked with him first because I remember like 2 weeks after mine, there was already someone else doing the same thing, tried to do the same thing. So it's all just about showing up every day, and one day it's just gonna hit. That's kind of how this industry works.
Just touch on a little bit about IRL streaming. It's the biggest thing right now.
Yeah, I got an opinion on this.
Sure. I want to hear it. One of the biggest streamers right now in the IRL space is Lacy, which you've worked with. How was that?
Oh yeah. So fun fact, I worked with Lacy like almost a year ago. So like early door Lacy.
Yeah.
He's still like he was big in the Fortnite scene. He was coming up in the Fortnite scene. He just moved in with Clix, and I remember getting a call with him about doing like a video for him because he reached out to me because I think Clix might have told him like, "Yo, you're a sick editor." Because he reached out to me. I hadn't messaged him. He reached out to me. He was like, "I need this video. I need a sick editor. I heard you're the best. Let's talk." And I was like, "Bet. Let's hop on a call." And I remember giving me this whole rundown about how we met Clix and how we like spent hundreds of dollars on donations,
Yeah.
and then like got his attention, and then like flew out. He told me the whole story. It was so like nice to see. And I knew from right there he was gonna be big.
Yeah.
Didn't know it would be in like this way, but I knew it was gonna be big from like as soon as I had that call with him.
How was
and
he?
we did it. Yeah, he's
is the same person on stream as he is.
I mean, at that time, yeah, for sure. I mean, I would assume I think he's pretty just like that. He's definitely obviously more hyped up on stream, of course. Obviously,
I think that's his brand now.
Yeah, that's his brand. He's definitely not like somebody smell. I don't think he's like, he may be, to be honest, I think he's probably more like how he is on stream, off stream now than when he was back then. Because obviously when you're starting out, you got to like put on a little energy, and then eventually that does become you if you do it that often. But yeah, he was so nice, so genuine. Nothing to hate about him. I was talking to him about thumbnail, because we needed like a thumbnail like face for him to like be in the middle. It was like, I think it's his third most viewed video on the channel still. It was like, I hosted a $5,000 Fortnite tournament with all the biggest streamers like Cypher PK, etc. And we needed a thumbnail for him in the middle, to put him in like a suit or something. And he sent me like screenshots of him like his hair being buzzed off, because I think there's like an excerpt video on Clix's channel where they like shaved it off.
Oh yeah,
this was prior to that. And he sent me sent me like a screenshot of his face. It was like, "Will this do?" I was just laughing. Like, he just showed me his hair like half buzzed off. I was like, this kid's jokes. So I have nothing to complain about him. We were gonna potentially work a lot longer term. He decided to go one route I'm not gonna get too much into detail about it, but he decided to go one way. I thought he could have gone a different way, and I still do think my way was obviously the right answer, but obviously I'm gonna think that.
Yeah.
But no hate against him. He's a super cool dude. I do think he's probably more like he is on stream now, for sure, because he was still like a Fortnite kid and trying to come up in that sense.
So what's your opinion on IRL streaming?
Honestly, it depends. It really does depend. I've never been like a huge, like, I've never really had much interest in it. Don't get me wrong. Like, when people do like just chatting, like Kai Cenat streams with like the celebrities, I don't know if you count that as IRL. Maybe you do. I don't know.
This is what I count. This is what I count as IRL. And I'll set the bar right now. You're completely mobile. Kai Cenat is awesome.
Okay,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
but he's sitting down.
So no desktop, not off a PC. Got it. Okay. Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan.
I see some stupid stuff happen, like people getting into fights, all this, all that. People like Jack Doherty, Neon. Yeah. No, I'll keep. I'm sure they're okay people off stream. It's all just a part of the money gets to them.
Yeah.
I'm sure most people would have. I'm sure even I would resemble them in some maybe slightest way if I got that kind of money initially, and then I'd obviously like hopefully have the right people around me to be like, what the fuck are you doing, etc. Um, I'm not gonna that wouldn't happen at all because there's a chance it would. But regardless, those guys are idiots. And they make some poor decisions, but they're also just young with a bunch of money. So I imagine anyone
Right.
your age with that much money has a chance of doing it. But I just don't like it. But I do like it when they're creative. When they do some, when I've seen some like creative streams where I think it was like Ron and Clix went to like a ghost house with like Phase Rug or something recently.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
that. That was pretty cool with like Adapt.
I like
That
the new
stuff's
now. I
cool.
like the new stuff, the new phases and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah. The new phase, like when people actually put like effort and it's like a nice like plan thing. When it's just running around the street, just trolling it, like, random people and kind of just walking around, just doing fuck all, taking the piss out of people. That stuff I don't really like, which is obviously a majority of it. So that's why I'm not a huge fan. But it depends. I would say it depends on what they're doing. I would say it's case by case.
Right. Sounds good. And then I got one more question for you, man. You have an agency, obviously.
Yeah.
I wanna pick your brain a little bit. How did you manage to now? Correct me if I'm wrong on the number, unless you don't want me to say the number. That you make a
It's
month.
it's definitely changing a lot because we've obviously switched to a new. We were just like editing and stuff like that. But obviously now it's like obviously I'll be honest, it's definitely dipped because we're starting like a new model which is gonna benefit me long term, etc.
Okay, take 2 steps back to go 5 steps forward. So,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
so the whole agency thing can like explain how did you scale it up to where you did?
Yeah, so the agency thing started like when I landed Clix. I literally had like 10 link and like 10 decently sized channels all messaged me at the same time. I literally panicked, called Jack. I was like, what the fuck do I do? I'm scared. Help me. He was like, you should start an agency because you're in demand. You have more people than you can handle. So it's like try and find and like get an agency started, hire an editor, etc. And a lot I've had so many ups and downs. I've been through so many editors. And the thing about scaling an agency, it just comes down to like how good are you at finding? In my opinion, I think you could scale an agency so quickly if you just randomly found like a bunch of good editors. Like good editors are the rarest thing on planet Earth. Like, I obviously being like a decent and okay editor, I
Yeah.
was like, okay, this shouldn't be that hard, bro. They're so rare. They're like diamonds in the rough.
No way.
Um, it's like thumbnailers. I think are a bit easier to find. There's a lot of better thumbnailers. Still hard, but I definitely think editors because obviously it's more like intricate stuff you have to do. There's a lot more going on in that sense when it comes to editing over thumbnailers. But dude, a lot of the problems come with like editors because what a lot of editors this is just my experience, personal experience. Maybe I've just been unlucky, but you'll hire an editor, they'll work hard, they'll do well. You're like, okay, this guy's sick, let's go. You do a few videos well, and then they just slowly deteriorate, delay, deadline, extension. Like it gets like that, and then you're like, okay, fuck, this is awful. I have to get rid of him. But then I also looked. I then later on, I had a bunch of weeks, a bunch of months experiencing that, losing clients because of editors, and but then partially because of me, because I'm not managing. And I'll touch on that now.
Yeah.
I think now looking back on it, I definitely didn't manage it as best I could. I was still new to it, and this is something I've improved a lot more recently with my new VA, which is something I'll talk about as well. Um, I didn't know how to manage it, but also hiring people, that was the problem I realized. I think about 4 or 5 months into like agency, etc., I realized how we're bringing these guys on matters a lot. Because we're not really like checking them too much. We're just seeing if they have a good edit, which doesn't even mean if they're going to be a good editor. Just because you have a good editor doesn't mean you're especially going to be a good editor, if that makes sense. It's
Yeah.
hard to explain, but there's a lot more things than just editing. Editing is obviously the main bulk of it. Like you got to be good, but you also got to be reliant. You got to be transparent. You got to communicate, etc. All these other roles which have to be there. They're not as big as being an editor, being a good editor, but they matter equally as much. So it was just about breaking it down. I think scaling an agency, if you want to do it from the get go. Do these following things: build a good hiring process. That was like the main issue I found across all areas, from hiring the editors and then hiring the wrong guy because I didn't have a good hiring process or any at that point. And I just brought on an editor who seemed good, who wasn't, who led to problems, and then led to clients leaving, etc. Bad rep, all that. Because the agency, if it's an editing agency or a content agency for that matter, the core of it is the editors and or the thumbnailers. If you're doing a thumbnail agency or something like that, or if you're doing like a managing thing, which is what I'm doing now, editors are still a big part of it. A lot of the problems you will come across, depending on how thorough you are when bringing on editors. That's definitely the biggest lesson I learned. So now I hired a VA to help me with that, because obviously that's not something I'm great at, which is something I also learned. I had to hire people because I can't do everything. I can't manage. I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm not the best at all that. I'm the best at talking to people, the creative work, that kind of thing. Not really scheduling, like going background checks, all that. That's not my thing. So I hired someone to do that. Shout out Jalen. My VA, ever since I brought him on, we started doing a hiring process. And now every time I bring on an editor, there's like 4 different phases. First of all, they fill out a questionnaire, bunch of questions, like a Google Doc, Google form. They fill it out. We get all their info. We get their answers to certain things, time zones, what software they use, etc. Then, after we look through it, we're like, okay, cool. We're going on to the first phase, where they have to analyze a video and give us their technical analysis of a video. So it's also now we're seeing if they actually know what they're talking about rather than just doing it. Because being able to like watch a video and be like, okay, what needs to be improved on? Because when I give revisions, I want them to understand what I'm saying. It's a really big point.
Yeah.
So now I know when I bring on an editor, they know how to do that. They know what I'm talking about when I give revisions. Second test is obviously the actual edit. They get a trial edit, they do the edit. I can see that obviously physical test, which is obviously a main key point. And then we get in a call, and then Jalen is noting in the background how they're responding to how I'm talking to them, because that's a big part of it. Is them being able to talk, communicate, being positive, assessing how they respond, their vibe, all that, compared to literally me just seeing a cool edit and they're like, cool, can you do this video? Big difference, and I've had significantly less issues because now we have a system set up. We're doing the same for thumbnails now whenever we bring someone on. So I definitely think if you want to scale an agency, I know I did ramble a little bit. If you want to scale an agency, build good hiring processes for when you bring on editors, because the editors are the core of the agency. If you bring on a shit editor, shit will fall down. And yeah, that's probably my biggest takeaway to scaling an agency is build good SOPs, standard operating procedures, or hiring processes, whatever you want to call it, when you bring on editors. That would be my big takeaway.
There it is, Nico. You're a boss, man. You're building an empire, and I'm excited to see where you go. I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. It was a great thing. Plug everything.
Yeah, I mean it's Nickowada Edits on Twitter. I'm gonna be posting it on YouTube, so that's gonna be exciting. Nickowada on YouTube. And yeah, I think that's it.
That's
it.
Yeah,
dude, we got a link up. Are you coming to the VP event? Or
I'm not. I'm not coming to the VP event.
Bro.
I couldn't get my passport in time. I couldn't get the passport in time.
Well, when they do one in America, I'll definitely pop out to that.
Yo, pop out. That'd be dope. I want a picture with you on Twitter, and then
bro.
And we just.
I want to go Top Golf. Dude, you gotta. We gotta like.
I'm so down.
That's so random. I've never been Top Golf.
I've never been Top Golf either.
We have them. We don't have them here. I don't think.
Come over. We have them all over here.
Yeah, so that was so random, but that's just like
I'm down. Top Golf with Nico.
we got link up, bro. That'd be dope, man, for sure, bro.
Sounds good. Everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. Listening, doesn't matter what you do. Please leave a like, subscribe. Also follow both of us on Twitter. And yeah, that's been it. Peace.
Hey guys, peace.